This is a video about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and paper. I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It is my 5th favorite animated series and the 3rd series to drastically influence my art into what it is today. It was the bizarrely buffed behemoths of part 3 that had me questioning proportions and anatomy for the first time, which ultimately led me to form the scale for my paper models that I try so hard to be consistent with. If I never saw part 3 Stardust Crusaders in 2014, I don't think I'd have the eye for meticulous detail that I do today. But it was seeing how creative author Hirohiko Araki could be with this series that just really inspired me. And it was JoJo that made me realize the importance of realism in illustration. I can't even begin to convey how monumentally mind-blowing it was for me to see male characters in an animated series have actual lips without looking like just weird. Every time I drew them with lips, they looked so weird. Oh no! I started drawing with Dragon Ball characters back when I was 7 years old, with One Piece and Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon all being prominent influences as well. And every time I tried to add any extra details like a fully fledged nose or proper lips, it just ended up looking horrid. Oh no! Okay! Oh shit! Oh my god! But the box faces of JoJo Part 3 showed me that you could have all the proper facial features of a character instead of just a few simple lines, while still having that character look unique and stylish in a way that only hand-drawn animation could achieve. In fact, I think it was seeing the boxy faces of characters like Jotaro and Avdol in Stardust Crusaders that gave me the idea of how to make a 3D face with paper in the first place. Because those lines that you see on the faces of these characters are not random. They're there to indicate the change in plane of a face and create the illusion of depth. It's stylizing them to convey the masculinity of the characters. This is what JoJo's Bizarre Adventure taught me about style. That's why I'm dressed like this, you see. This is me being stylish. How does anyone see in sunglasses indoors? I've heard of teachers that discourage art students from drawing anime or stylized cartoons in the past. That it's more important to know things like perspective or color theory or anatomy to draw realistic things. But this seems stupid to me. I'm not interested in drawing realistic things. The point of art is to experience things not possible in reality, removing limits in favor of expression or exaggerating what's really there to make a point. But that's when it occurred to me. What is style? What does it mean to stylize something? It is taking something within reality and depicting it in a non-realistic way to emphasize certain traits. The greater the contrast between two different things, the clearer it is to see what makes those things different, to see what they are and what they are doing. You're choosing to focus on just a few key details and throwing away the rest. That's what cartooning is, essentially. So it's all based in reality. You need to have a firm understanding of reality so you know how you can distort it. It's about knowing what is ordinary first so you can add the extra that makes it extraordinary. I was initially drawn to just how large the characters in JoJo Part 3 looked. I love the boxy faces and the sharp lines of the chest and then the tires trapped in the shoulders. It's all very cool to me. And this style of drawing characters is consistent and found everywhere within the series, and I haven't seen anything like it anywhere else. And if I had, then I'd assume it was a JoJo reference. But the stylistic choices in JoJo are not random. They're actually exaggerating stuff that's already there. The lines on the cheeks are simplified versions of cheekbones, and you actually see this on lean people, usually models. They've just been sharpened from a soft C to a hard, like 120-degree angle. Like here on the lower chest is a thickened version of what actually happens when a t-shirt is like pulled tight around the muscle underneath. It's a simplified portrayal of the form the chest takes to clearly articulate the shape of the chest. Or like the curve here on the stomach is the same thing, representing how the rib cage actually pops on muscular frames. Or like the tire pad looking things on the shoulders are actually what happens to a jacket when an arm is raised. The fabric kind of bunches up and like pads out all of the shoulder. See, it's like forming this kind of tire pad thing. And this is what JoJo is exaggerating by emphasizing that bunched up fabric to make it look like characters actually have shoulder pads and they actually have square faces and their chest is made out of like metal or something. And even Jotaro's hair, like blending into his hat, is kind of reflecting what it looks like when a person with dark hair is wearing a dark hat of a similar color. You're not always sure where the hat ends and the hair begins. So all the lines in JoJo's character designs are intentional, representing the forms of the human body that are actually there. And by exaggerating or stylizing those parts and representing them in a unique way, the artist makes the forms of the body all the more clear to the observer, demonstrating a deep understanding of what's actually there on a real person and maybe what the clothing they wear actually looks like. So I've learned through JoJo that style is built on a firm understanding of reality. And that, dear viewers, is but one of the many reasons why I like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure so much. I discovered the series 5 years ago when Stardust Crusaders came out, and since then it has been one of the most influential pieces of media for my artwork, and I can't thank it enough. I just love this series to death. So that's going to wrap up this video, everybody. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. And do be sure to check out my Instagram, where I will be posting pictures of all of these pictures and continuous updates of this guy as they come. As I make progress, you'll see it there. And that is all I have to say about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for now.